Imagine a towering empire, slightly faded but far from finished. As it sways, the savvy few spot their chance and snatch incredible wealth, while others crumble and lose everything. Enter the realm of Russia's oligarchs, a league of ultra-rich power players, ready to uncover stories of fortunes won and lost, and the giants who made them. Let's get started. These big players didn't just stick to one game. They tried their hand everywhere, be it gas, TV, or newspapers. But it wasn't just about stacking cash. They had the brains, the right friends, and were always a step ahead. However, not all was sunshine and rainbows. Their big plans soon bumped into someone else's even bigger vision. As the 90s faded, a new star lit up the sky: Vladimir Putin. The oligarchs thought they were the puppet masters, but now they were up against a new magician. He came in like a storm, aiming to bring these powerhouses to heel. He saw them as a threat. They had too much cash, influence, and connections. Putin's game plan? Take back control over Russia's crown jewels, its major industries. The stage was set for an epic showdown. On one side, Putin and his government are ready to deploy legal challenges, corruption probes, and all sorts of pressures. On the other hand, the oligarchs are not exactly pushovers and are armed to the teeth with legal teams, PR experts, and media outlets. As this tug of war heated up, it walked the Siloviki, Putin's trusty band of strongmen. Their name says it all. It's Russian for people of power. These were his loyalists, many with backgrounds in the military, intelligence, or other security agencies. Think of them as the new sheriff in town, with Putin as the mayor. Among these heavy hitters, there's Igor Sechin, Putin's right-hand man in the energy game, pulling strings and making deals. Then there's Dmitry Medvedev, who's been in Putin's circle since their early days in St. Petersburg. He's even warmed Putin's presidential seat between 2008 and 2012. Since Siloviki were the guardians of the Russian leader's vision, stay in his good books and you climb the ladder of power. But rub them the wrong way, well, things could get messy. And when the conflict in Ukraine erupted, the stakes got even higher. The oligarchs faced a crossroads as the Siloviki tightened their grip on Russia. Some, like Roman Abramovich, chose to play ball, aligning with Putin and reaping the rewards. Others, like Mikhail Khodorkovsky, decided to challenge Putin and paid a steep price. As Russia navigated through these tough times, a chess game was unfolding. The kings, queens, rooks, and pawns all had their roles. But in this high-stakes game, the outcome was never certain, and alliances were as fluid as they were dangerous. So what exactly happened to these oligarchs? Remember Mikhail Khodorkovsky? Once a giant in the Russian oil industry, he took a brave stand against Putin and even backed opposition parties. But daring to go against the tide, that came with a cost. In 2003, Khodorkovsky was arrested and his oil empire, Yukos, was torn apart. The clear message was, stand against Putin and face the consequences. And then there was Boris Berezovsky, a media mogul and once a political puppet master. As he distanced himself from Putin, he was in self-imposed exile in the UK. He tried rallying opposition forces, but it seemed the tide was against him. His untimely and mysterious death in 2013 raised more than a few eyebrows. Was this the price of dissent? And you surely know about Alexei Navalny. A fearless anti-corruption activist, he's been a thorn in the Kremlin's side. Arrests, threats, even an assassination attempt. Navalny's journey is a testament to his resilience. Despite facing numerous challenges and trying to expose Putin, the man is now locked in jail, possibly for the remainder of his life. It wasn't just the oligarchs who faced risks. Take Alexander Litvinenko, a former KGB officer who voiced criticism against Putin. He was poisoned in London, a chilling reminder of the lengths the Kremlin might go to silence critics. Not all was doom and gloom for the oligarchs. Those who played their cards right and sided with Putin often found fortune favoring them. With his strong ties to Putin, Roman Abramovich managed to expand his interests in the energy sector. Mikhail Prokhorov and Alisher Usmanov, with close ties to the government, saw their stars rise during Putin's reign. Prokhorov's presidential run didn't dent his prospects, and Usmanov's ventures thrived. And then there's Viktor Vekselberg. He expanded his business empire by keeping on the Kremlin's good side. He became a key player in Russia's business world. In the grand theater of Russian politics, the choice seemed clear: side with Putin and live lavishly, or oppose and risk it all. And who in their right mind would decline billions? So for them, Putin became a god. Take, for instance, Roman Abramovich. As the former owner of Chelsea Football Club, he boasted a staggering net worth of $14.5 billion. Beyond football, his luxurious symbols of affluence spanned from vast estates to mesmerizing art collections. Most notably, Abramovich owned the Eclipse, a $700 million yacht that epitomized luxury, resembling less a boat and more a floating palace. The $14 billion man, Mikhail Prokhorov, became an owner of hundreds of businesses ranging from mining to media. This billionaire wasn't just content with owning fancy houses. He wanted more and bought $1.2 billion worth of shares of the Brooklyn Nets basketball team. And then his close friend, Alisher Usmanov, with metals and mining as his primary businesses, decided to buy a huge chunk of shares of Arsenal Football Club worth $550 million. With a net worth of $19.5 billion, he was a mix of businessman and philanthropist, owning million-dollar homes from London to Moscow. But here's the thing. While they loved living large, these billionaires knew that their wealth, power, and politics were like a delicate dance. Being buddies with Putin gave them a golden ticket to the good life and a say in big decisions. But this close relationship would soon cost them. Right before Putin decided to take a bold move against Ukraine, these rich Russians had a staggering combined worth of $339 billion. Fast forward a year, and their shiny fortunes have been dented, losing $67 billion, a whopping 20% dip. That's a more significant loss than most other global billionaires. Some of them sold mansions, shares of their loved football clubs, and yachts. But who can blame them? Caught between a rock and a hard place, they had to choose: confront Putin and urge him to stop the war, or face the world. Sanctions from the West hit them where it hurts. Instead of sailing on smooth waters, they are navigating stormy seas. Even though some, like Mikhail Friedman, are trying to talk their way out of these sanctions, it feels like stopping a snowball that's already rolling down a hill. These once untouchable billionaires find themselves at a crossroads in a not-so-friendly world. Building their empires side by side with the Russian government, can they influence Putin's decisions now? They remain just spectators in Putin's war, eagerly awaiting the end. Despite shedding all that money, many Russian billionaires are proving resilient, bouncing back in style. After all, once you've netted that first billion, what's stopping you from pocketing 10 more? Such is the attraction and tenacity of wealth. As we leave their world of opulence and intrigue, we wish you to find your own version of success. Well, you made it this far, why not watch another video that I'm sure you'll love?